Big Bacon. Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Big Bacon's Collection. Today we're going to be looking at the Target exclusive Special Missions Cobra Island Firefly. Let me tell you, as far as the Target exclusives go, F Target, F Hasbro. You guys have made that so much more difficult than it needed to be. But I eventually did end up with one. So, what do you say we actually look at the figure? So, this is Firefly. Firefly is crazy. Any and all of y'all who've followed G.I. Joe at all know Firefly is a demolitions and espionage agent of Cobra. And if you look at his face, the scars, the crazed look, the tears on the mask, all the scrapes and dings on this blast armor he's wearing. I don't know about you, but that's the kind of stuff that makes me think maybe he's not a great demolitions expert. But I digress. So let's take a closer look. Now, the hood is nicely detailed. You can actually make out the full face shape underneath the hood. It's got this rib texture, this beautiful three-tone camouflage pattern. There are smooth parts to break up that just universal mold of lines. It actually looks like he pulled his hood on in a haste because it's bunched up over on this corner. And that look, that's just a crazed look. And the paint on it is fantastic. Moving on to the body, his main torso is like almost in no way visible. It's all covered by this blast armor, which for a man who studied martial arts and infiltration, this is not the kind of armor you would wear. This is more of a demolitions disposal outfit than it is a man who plants bombs. That being said, it does still look good. It doesn't fit the character, but it looks good. It's got this raised collar to protect the throat. The shoulder pad has a tempoed on Cobra emblem. It's got all these straps connecting to pouches, which I can only assume are holding explosives or demolition components, something of that nature. Beautiful black paint along the strapping. Even has a silver buckle for the belt. Although upon closer look, there is some overpaint and a little bit of mist paint here inside this box. Coming to the back of it, virtually no paint at all, but amazing sculpting. His shirt fabric matches what's on his hood. You've got this lined texture pattern with smooth bits here and there to break that up. Got a pair of protective gloves on. The three-tone color pattern runs throughout pretty much the entire figure. Once again, this is textured but differently than the top and the hood. But it still has that plain gray, smooth points. And it's amazing because these legs came from a figure earlier on in the line. This upper body came with a totally different figure. The head is new for this figure, and they all blend perfectly well together. Got gray protective knee pads. They've painted on the strapping, so there's no like molded belts or buckles. It's more like the elastic neoprene kind of attachment. The boots are done in a color it's a little bit darker than his body armor. I'm going to tell you right now, these boots are reuse of the Destro figure. I've done the retro version. I have not done the original one. So let's go ahead and move on to articulation. We've got a ball on top of a hinge. Oh, his neck turned a little bit. See if we can get, there we go. See the hinge in there. So as far as looking up goes, he does get a great deal of up. And if you bury the chin, he does get some down. But you are hampered by the front of this collar. Okay tilt, but once again the collar's kind of and twisting from side to side. His shoulders come up to 90. These grenades here kind of impede it from going any higher than that with the pouch there. And on this side, this does flap up. So you can get some good range on that. Butterfly joint is present. It's not really hampered by the vest at all. You can rotate all the way around. Bicep cut. Double hinged elbows get for some good range. The left hand rotates and has a vertical hinge. Although with the way the sleeve comes down, it does kind of hamper its movement. This hand has a horizontal hinge. Now the ab crunch, because of how thick this overlay is, you don't get any crunching. You do get a little bit into the waist. You do get a little bit of rotation, but that's it. Drop down hip, allows the leg to come out beyond 90. Come up forward, pretty good. No real discernible back. Lift the hip back up, side cut for swivel. You have a double hinged knee, pretty decent range to it. Boot cut for rotation. Hinge on the foot goes back that far. Forward, just that far. And front facing pin for rocker. Now, any good figure is defined by the accessories it comes with. So what do you say we take a look at some of his accessories and we throw them on him? So first up, he comes with a pair of goggles. These are electronic goggles. I don't know what their function is, whether they're heat detecting or does have a transmitter antenna for some reason. And it fits really well onto the forehead there, or you can even take it so far down as to cover the eyes. But with an eye sculpt like that, I ain't covering that. Comes with this backpack, which, while very much different than the version 1 4-inch, still pays homage to it by having a silver toolkit. You see there's lots of little holes and pins, and those are all going to come in handy later. So let's turn him around. Backpack pegs right into the hole in his back. And there you are. He comes with a drone. Red sight. Beautiful color. That's the only real paint on this one thing, although it is articulated. The legs do move independently. And if you were so inclined to do so, you can actually peg those feet into those holes on the top, fold it down, and he carries his drone on his back. What good is a demolitions expert without demolitions? Now, TNT was very old school. Looks like maybe, I imagine if that was supposed to be a timer, they'd have painted something. I imagine it's probably more of a remote sensor. But this big long slot in the back allows you to peg it right onto the bottom of the backpack if you turn it the right way. And there you are. The reason I say I believe it's a remote pack is because he comes with a remote. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to control the drone, or if maybe there's that right there might be the detonator button. But when he's not using it, the inside of the pack there is molded to perfectly fit that. And his last accessory is this pistol. It bears no resemblance to his original weapon, but the detail on it is quite amazing. It does fit very easily into his hand, or with this peg on the side, you can actually attach it to the back. And everything he came with is being carried on his person. So, this figure is all geared up. So what do you say we get him up on the shelf where he belongs? I'm going to put him right up there next to the Mandarin. And there you have it. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment. Turn on notifications, and I will catch you all next time.